They're not DVDs, they're Blu-rays.
Whatever.
So when you call them DVDs, you just actually end up sounding like super stupid.
Okay, well, it's just shit you can watch online.
You can't watch it online, okay? These Blu-rays have, like, exclusive special features, you bitch.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Shane, and I'm a movie collector. As you can see behind me, I have about 700 of them, and I have them in alphabetical order from A to Z with the numbers at the very beginning, which throw people off sometimes, but it's just how I like to do things. So without further ado, we're going to jump into the numbers portion of my movie collection, and we're going to get going. So it's Three Ninjas. You know, it's a very good movie. It's very entertaining. It's about three brothers who know how to do martial arts, and they fight off some home invaders, and their father is part of the FBI, and the case that he's working on spills over into connecting to the three brothers because their grandfather who taught them martial arts knows the crime leading boss, and it just, you know, it's a kick. We'll say that. But yeah, it's really good. You know, they made a couple sequels for it. Never really got into the sequels or anything like that. But yeah, Three Ninjas. Next, 310 to Yuma. Now this is 4K. I don't know if you can see that. But it's got a nice little slide to it. Ooh. But yeah, so 310 to Yuma. It's about a group of guys who are taking an outlaw to a train station to be taken to a prison, and it's just about their journey of getting him from point A to point B, and yeah, that's about it without giving too much away. Really good. Cinematography is very well done. Directing was good. The acting. There's a very good action sequence at the very end of the movie that's very entertaining. Ben Foster does an amazing job. Russell Crowe, Christian Bale. But yeah, you know, it's a very good Western that I feel like you don't come across it that often. But yeah, very good. Next, we have 8 Mile. I mean, what can you say? It's Eminem acting. You get what you get. He actually didn't do a terrible job. He did really, really good, actually, in my opinion. Thought he did a good job bringing his own kind of persona character to life. You know, soundtrack's really good, obviously, for Eminem fans. 10 Things I Hate About You, based off of a Shakespearean play called The Taming of the Shrew. It's funny because they talk about it in the movie. That's the only way I really know it. But yeah, another good, I guess, I don't know if you want to call coming to age film, but great cast. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Heath Ledger, David Krumholtz, Julia Stiles. You know, what more could you ask for? About young love, finding your way through high school. They go paint ballooning, which looks really fun. And who could forget Heath Ledger's singing number? So good. R.I.P. All right, next we have 21 Jump Street, based off the 1980s TV show by the same name. Never watched it. Wasn't my time, but this is funny. So, highly recommend it. It's got a great cameo at the very end. I won't spoil it, but it's Johnny Depp. But yeah, you know, Ice Cube does a really funny job in that. He doesn't really have to act much. He's just yelling the whole time, but it's funny. Good action, good comedy. Same thing with the sequel. You know, it's pretty much about the same thing. But, you know, they're fun. Oof. 28 weeks later. And you're like, where's 28 Days? I don't have it. Never really liked it. I'm sorry. I'm more of a fan for the second one. And I just heard that they announced that there's going to be a third one and make it part of a new trilogy or something like that, which would be sick. But unfortunately, Jeremy Renner can't be in it because, you know, his character died. But anyways, 28 weeks later, very good. Technically, it's kind of like a zombie movie, yes and no. But if you want to break down the actual elements of what zombie movies are and aren't. But it's very good, entertaining. Who can forget that opening sequence with all the infected running after Don and the open field and everything. There's that huge panning shot of just all of them coming in, and the silhouettes just kind of fading into frame. It's just gorgeous and terrifying all at the same time. But yeah, very good. Highly recommend it. 30 Days of Night. Another very good creature horror film. It's about vampires. Josh Hartnett does an amazing job. Definitely doesn't act enough anymore, but he wasn't Oppenheimer. But we'll get to that one day. And he did a great job in that. 30 Days of Night. Very good action movie. Not even action movie, action horror film. The vampires are pretty scary in it. The violence and gore is top notch, which we can always appreciate in a horror film. But yeah, it has its ups and downs, but I'm not a huge fan of the main actress. She's not the best, but Josh Hartnett carries the film, so it's okay. Danny Houston, as the lead vampire, he doesn't really talk. He just goes, "Bah." So that's kind of annoying, but what are you going to do? Next, we have 30 Minutes or Less, based off of an actual event, which I don't think the movie is supposed to say that, but it's true. This actually happened to somebody. There's a Netflix documentary about it. It's crazy. And it makes it kind of weird watching this now. But it's still pretty funny. Danny McBride, Nick Swartzen, Jesse Eisenberg, Aziz Ansarian. They all do a great job together. Lots of laughs. But yeah. Up next, we have The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Hilarious. Probably one of my favorite Apatow films. I love Steve Carell. I'm a huge Office fan. And he does a great job in this. Everybody does. Paul Rudd, Seth Rogen. A lot of quotable moments, Who can forget his getting his wax chest? That scene is iconic. And yeah, Jenna Fisher makes an appearance in it. See? Told you. One of the more specialty cases, 48 Hours. It opens up like this. Ooh, it's a little poster. But yeah, I actually haven't watched this that many times, but I wanted to buy it because, I'm a collector, and I love 1980s Eddie Murphy. I think he did a great job. He was very funny. Very much like Beverly Hills Cop, leans more into the action than comedy, I feel. Same thing with the second one. Watched this one even less than the first, but kind of had to buy it just because I already own the first one. But, good buddy cop action movie. Up next, Adam Driver, 65. Dinosaurs that aren't Jurassic Park. Very rare these days. Very good film. A lot of people didn't like it, but I loved it. I thought the design of the dinosaurs was very unique. They looked like the Jurassic Park dinosaurs, but different at the same time, so it wasn't exactly like, oh, it's a ripoff. But, again, I enjoyed it. It was what it was. It was just a fun action-adventure movie. Yeah, you can say that some of the CGI and the effects look like shit, but, you can say that about pretty much anything these days. They're pumping movies out so fucking fast. 127 Hours. Man, what an intense movie. All for a man having his arm stuck in a rock, and that's all it's about. It is intense. James Franco did an amazing job with this. I really enjoyed his performance. It was, like I said, just intense and heartbreaking and exciting all at the same time. Another specialty case, 300, The Complete Experience. It's got a book inside. Ooh. I feel like this is my very first Zack Snyder movie that I really got into. Actually, no, it would have been Dawn of the Dead. That came out before this. But very good, stylish, slow motion camera action, It was definitely of its time. It's been overdone nowadays, but I feel like this still holds up to be a very good action movie and historical war film, and it's just about a bunch of Spartans kicking ass. What's not to love about that? And last but not least, 1917. The one-shot wonder. That's what they say, because it was supposed to be shot in one take. Very good. Only seen it once, but I bought it for basically the stunning visuals of it, and it is a very good story about two friends in World War II, and they have to essentially deliver these papers all the way across this huge landscape, a battlefield, and everything like that. But yeah, you know, it's very good. Recommend checking it out. But that's it, guys. That was all the numbers that I own in my collection. Tune in for the next video where we're going to be starting with the A's. Cool.